Dear students, in this lesson we're going to explore what is factorization. In mathematics we have various types of factorization. In this lesson we're going to focus on the first one, the most simple one of them all, which is common factor factorization, taking out the common factor. Now what is a common factor? A common factor is going to be either a number or a variable between two or more terms in an expression. Let me explain. Suppose I have the expression 6x plus 3y. As we can see, this expression is made up of two terms, 6x and 3y, and I can notice that 3 is a factor of both 6 and 3. So taking out 3 as a common factor and dividing each term by 3, dividing 6x by 3, I get 2x. And dividing 3y by 3, I get 1y. So factorizing 6x plus 3y, I'll get 3 and 2x plus y in brackets. Let us show another example. Let's say I have 15x minus 30xy. Now, this time, as a common factor, I have 15, which is a common factor of both 15 and 30, and also x. So, taking out 15x as a common factor and dividing by 15x, so dividing by 15x, I'll get 1 minus 15 into 30 goes to x divided by x is 1 and y. So that's 1 minus 2y. So let's see another example. Suppose we have 8x squared minus 20xy. Now, this time as we can see, one of the variables x is a common factor and also squared. So, we must be very careful. First, let us find the common factor between 8 and 20. Between 8 and 20, there's a common factor which is 4, so I'm going to take out 4. There is x squared, which is x times x, so x is a common factor, and there's nothing else. So, open and cap a bracket. 4 into 8 goes 2, x into x squared goes 8x minus 20 divided by 4 is 5, x cancels with x, and I'm left with y. So, factorizing 8x squared minus 20xy is 4x, bracket 2x minus 5y. I have 3x squared y cubed plus 25x cubed y. Let's check now. Now, between 3 and 25, there is only one common factor, which is 1, so we don't write it down. So we're going to look at the variables. I have x squared and x cubed. X squared is x times x cubed is x times x times x. So we have x times x, which is a common factor, x squared. As a rule of thumb, we always take, when there's a common factor with a power, we always take the smallest power. So let's check. Y cubed and y. Smallest powers of y, that's 1. So x squared y is a common factor. Dividing 3x squared y cubed by x squared y, I get 3. X squared into x squared cancels out. Y cubed divided by y is y squared plus 25. X cubed divided by x squared is x. Y divided by y cancels out. So we have x squared y into 3y squared plus 25x. Another example. 1/3 pi r squared h plus 4/3 pi r cubed. As we can see, this time we have different numbers and also we have fractions. I can notice that Dividing by 3, the division by 3, is a common factor. So I'm going to take out that, so it's 1/3, and then I have pi, and I have r squared. So 1/3 pi r squared, open brackets, h, because 1/3 pi r squared cancels out, I'm left with h, plus 1/3. 4/3 divided by 1/3, taking out the dividing by 3 is a 4, pi cancels out, r cubed divided by r squared is r. So I'm left with h plus 4r. So that's 1/3 pi r squared into h plus 4r. Let's see another couple of examples. Suppose I have, this is an expression which you should be familiar with, 2 pi r squared plus 2 pi rh. That is the expression to find the total surface area of a cylinder. So what do we have in common here? As you can see, I have 2 pi. I have also r squared and r. Smallest power is r, so 2 pi r. Dividing 2 pi r squared by 2 pi r, I will get r plus, dividing 2 pi r h by 2 pi r, I will get h. Let me give you another example. Let me show another example of a formula which you are familiar with, so that you would understand how it came about. So we need to factorize half AH plus half BH. Again, we have a fraction here. The fraction, which is a common factor, is 1/2, and I have also h. Taking out half and h as a common factor, I am left with a plus b. As you can see, this expression is the expression to find the area of a trapezium. Now, why is finding the common factor so important? For example, let's suppose I have to work out the following problem. Find the value of seven times 36 plus 7 times 64. If you're going to use BODMAS, we have to multiply first and then add. But looking well at this problem, I notice that 7 is a common factor. Taking out 7 as a common factor, I'm left with 36 plus 64. 36 plus 64 is 100. So that's 7 multiplied by 100. And 7 times 100 is 700. Look at how simple the problem becomes. It would have been much more difficult if we had to multiply first and then divide. This is a problem which usually comes out during your mental paper. So please be careful, pay attention to this problem. Let's see another problem. For example, John bought 84 colored pencils at 12 cents each, and 16 copybooks at 12 cents each. Find his total cost. So, what do we have here? If I had to find the cost of the colored pencils, cost of colored pencils is 84 times 12. If I had to find the cost of the copybooks, is 16 times 12. So the total cost is 84 times 12 plus 16 times 12. As we have seen in the previous example, we have 12, which is a common factor. So taking out 12 as a common factor, I'm left with 84 plus 16. 84 plus 16 is 100, so that's 12 times 100, and that's 1,200 cents, or a total cost of 12 euros. So as you're seeing here, it's very important to know how to factorize using the method of common factor, because it simplifies problems a lot. Again, this is a problem which you will normally find in your mental paper. That's all regarding common factor. Thanks for your attention.